Friends, I'm very happy to invite you to the first session of the Consumer and Civic Affairs Committee talks that we are going to have over a period of time. And I'm very happy to see my old friends from WGU. I see Manjula, I see Kashmira, I see Khurshid, I see Nandita, I see Sudha, I see Sheila, I see Sabita, and
Say
many
young
other
friends.
friends,
Say young friends.
and
Not
Geeta.
old friends.
Then I have also other people who have found time to come and attend this lecture, to whom I'm extremely thankful. And please do attend. We have series of lectures coming up. So if you just leave your email ID in the chat box, we will send you the WhatsApp messages and your, our posts to you. So everybody wants your video up. WGU wants your video up. Whoever can, please get your video up. So that I think they want to take a screenshot. Please get your video up. So let me introduce Gauri to you, but I think all of you know her well. But still, as a recap, she is the president of Women Graduates Union today. She is a practicing Bombay High Court lawyer, and she has been at it on the civil side for the last 3 decades. She has been a lecturer at the Government Law College for over a decade. She is the honorary secretary at the NCLT Bar Association, Advocates Bar Association. She is also writing books. She has written one book called Challenges in Times of Lockdown, which she was writing during the lockdown. And I was with her at that time. I've been talking to her when she was writing this book. And she has done a lot of work in, she has done a lot of social activities, like she has been into human rights. She's done environmental drive of beach cleaning. She's done some anti-tobacco drive at Arthur Road Jail. And then she has done tea plantations with Leo clubs. And she's also associated with other NGOs, which I will not get into right now. And she is also recipient of many awards, which with her initiatives has joined other organizations. So she's been getting a lot of awards. She's still getting them. So we wish her all the best with whatever she's doing. And she enjoys painting, drawing, and music. So Gauri, more power to you. And I hand over the mic to you for the next half an hour. Please
Thank you.
maintain the time. After half an hour, you can put your questions. If you can manage the chat box, please put it in the chat box. Otherwise, after she is done, we're going to sit down and discuss whatever she has been talking about. I hope you enjoy the session. Thank you so much. Gauri, over to you.
Thank you very much, Purobi, for the fine introduction.
Everybody else, please mute
Namaste to everybody and greetings of Gokulashtami, as still 6 days we celebrate Gokulashtami. Today, I am much delighted and honored to be on this prestigious platform to share my expertise with all viewers and especially gracious, lovely members of Women Graduate Union and of course, my other invited guests. Being the president of WGU, I feel proud of the 106 years old organization and salute to all the who strive to glorify Graduate Union. My sincere appreciation to Advocate Purobi Ghosh, Chairman of CCAC, for taking up webinar series to empower women and for inviting me today. No doubt the topic is close to my heart, as I have encouraged youths to create awareness through street plays, tree plantation, cleanliness on public places, jails, corporate houses, even Women Graduate Union, and of course through social media to celebrate on Earth Day. On 5th June 2015, I had launched an e-newsletter titled Enviro Gen for awareness of Indian environmental law and policies, which is there on the YouTube, or I can even pass it on if you like. It is, which is the motto being to celebrate no doubt the International Environmental Day, but also to raise global awareness, take positive environmental action to protect nature and our planet Earth. As you know, Today, the burning issue all over the world is all about climate change. And that is because emission of greenhouse gases on, as you know, our earth is protected by ozone layer. And these greenhouse gases, which are emitted, result in holes in the ozone layers. The main reason for the greenhouse gases is emission of fumes and pollutants by factories worldwide. So, to pressure the environment control, government of India has made various environmental laws. Now, just to know the current air quality index, as you know, the air quality index before the lockdown used to be above 150, but when we had the first wave and there was a lockdown totally, the index fell down to 29. Currently, still the pandemic is on and still 100% people are not flying out. So that is why the index is 86 as on yesterday when I had checked. Friends, as you know, Indian environmental law concerns law and policy of India concerning the protection of the environmental measures taken to reverse climate change and achieve a zero carbon economy. Going to the history, there are about 200 laws dealing with environmental protection, both before and after independence in India. With due respect to our Professor Sabita Chugani, who has been teaching in Government Law College, however, the pre-independence law have not dealt with environmental protection exclusively, whereas the post-independence law covered aspects like water, air, noise pollution, and dealt with it exclusively. It is said less pollution is best solution. Polluting the environment is punishable crime. Now I will read a poem on prevent pollution to make it more lighter for you. You pollute the environment without any hesitation. Towards Mother Nature, you feel no obligation. Others also pollute, the ecological balance gets upset, triggering a natural disaster, posing a grave threat. Then there is a way to avert or escape the calamity. It causes havoc, uprooting lives and wrecking property. The impact is so severe, the world as though comes to a standstill. Now, living in a miserable state, battling for survival. You contributed to the pollution as it makes no difference, but you are shattered by this disastrous occurrence. Why not prevent pollution? Let nature's glory revive. Living in harmony with all, life on earth will thrive. Only nature sustains life. There is no substitute. Will you keep the environmental clean? Will you keep the environmental clean or continue to pollute? Will you keep the environmental clean or continue to pollute? To prevent pollution is the choice to make. To prevent pollution is the choice to make. Choose wisely, as everyone's joy is at stake. This is written by Amrita and Archana Jaisingh. Now, going further to awareness of environmental law of India, there are three key policies relating to environmental protection in India. These are the National Property Policy 1988, the Policy Statements for Abatement of Pollution 1992, Nation Conversion Strategy and Policy Statement on Environment and Development 1992. According to Section 2A of the Environment Protection Act 1986, environment includes water, air, and land, as you all know. The interrelationship which exists among and between water, air, land, and human beings, other living creatures, plants, microorganisms, and property. The different statutes enacted in India exclusively for environmental protection. There are a number of them, and I don't want to just read them. They are on the water, the different rules, 1974, 1975, 77. on water prevention control, air prevention control, 1981. Again, the air prevention. So this keeps on updating. The Environmental Protection Act 1986, hazardous waste. So there are number, as I told you, they go very, very high. So before I go a little further on the law, to make it more lighter, I want to take, which usually I'm sure the NGOs want to know, what's plastic ban and what it is implemented. As you know, there was this drive and the government was very strict that, and we have all now implemented, and we try to take the uh, fancy cloth bags or maybe a jute one or something that way. So regarding this bag, as you know, this ban on plastic, it came to effect, and the entire Maharashtra, the state of government, by notification, it came ahead to, and the plastics in a bid fight pollution caused due to the extensive use. Now, banned items. The notification banned manufacturing, use, sale, distribution, and shortage of plastic materials such as bags, spoons, plates, and other disposable items. The ban also includes packaging material and thermocol. Most of you all are aware. The non-banned items for plastic used for packaging medicine, drugs, food grade, virgin plastics used for packing milk, consumable consumable packing bags, plastic bags used for exporting goods, plastic used for at the manufacturing stage, plastic used for handling solid waste. Now, what is very important is, and what people are scared, why they should not use is a heavy penalty on them. Like here also, once in a way, people in the shops will try to use plastic and sometimes they will try to use paper bags. But when there is a raid and the penalty is heavy, that is why the people have stopped using it. Now the penalty part. For the first time offenders, the fine will be 5,000. That is first time if you are caught, it is 5,000. Second time offenders, the fines will be 10,000. If second time you repeat, it is 10,000. Those who violate it third time will face a fine of 25,000. So third time, if you're caught, it's 30, and along with imprisonment for 3 months. So third time you have 25,000 plus there is 3 months imprisonment, which is a very long thing. The government has given an extension of 3 months. That was earlier, but now that period is over. The government had given that time so that they manage it, stocks and all. Now, what is very important is who will implement this ban? The Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, MPCB, will enforce the ban on this plastic. So this is still on, and it is up to us if we want to make it successful. So if we all of us pledge, only then it is very, very successful. Now, going ahead with the main part of the law, the Environment Protection Act 1986 is an act of Parliament of India. Now, I will go to the Bhopal case. As you all know, the Bhopal case tragedy. Now, the Bhopal case tragedy, when the case was there, the government enacted with lot of other rules and regulation. So many times the Supreme Court, when it feels it necessary, it come up with new points so that it helps the public. So in wake of the Bhopal case tragedy, the government of India enacted the Environmental Protection Act 1986 under section article 253 of the Constitution. It came into force on 19th November 1983. Safeguards, to safeguard further so that such type of gas tragedies don't take place. So section 16, offenses of companies, section 19, cognizance of offenses, section 22, bar of jurisdiction. Now further, we are having a National Green Tribunal Act, and further we have a bench sitting for the National Green Tribunal, so that this tribunal will have proper cases set up and they have early disposable. So where are these 5 major benches? New Delhi, Pune, Calcutta, Bhopal, Chennai. These are the principal benches which are there of the National Green Tribunal Act. Now, as you know, there is the section which I already had read. Then section 19 states that the tribunal shall not be bound by procedure laid down by CPC, but shall be guided by principle of natural justice. And rules of evidence acts be strictly followed, will not be followed. Now, what happens when the tribunals are there? The main purpose of the tribunal is quick disposal, just like we have the motor accident tribunal, where the only summary trials are there and there is quick disposal. So certain type of powers of CPC are given, as well as they have a short type of They see the documents and all and summary trial. So strict evidence is not applicable so that we get easy results. And the consumers and the public are satisfied as they get the easy results. And in High Court, it takes very long. Section 22, appeal against the order of the National Tribunal shall be with the Supreme Court. So if you have to go to appeal, you have to go to Supreme Court. Now, Section 26, penalty. Now, this is very important. Shall be imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years or with a fine which may extend to 10 crores. So 10 crores of fine is there up to. It may be even 10,000, it may be 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, or 10 crores. So it is a very big thing because very big companies and all are involved. So they have kept it so that people follow the law. The National Green Tribunal has the power to hear all civil cases that are linked to the implementation of law listed in Schedule 1 of the National Environmental Tribunal. So the two acts are there, the National Environmental Tribunal Act 1999 and the National Environmental Appellate Authority Act 1997. This means any violation pertaining only to these laws or any other law decisions will be taken by the government under these laws can be challenged before the NGT, that is the National Green Tribunal. However, the National Green Tribunal has not been vested with the powers to hear cases relating to Wildlife Protection Act or various laws enacted by the state relating to forest, trees, preservation, etc. So these are exempted. These don't come here. Now I will come and discuss with you all a few cases, a very important landmark judgments, which some of you all must have already heard. Now we will see the very, very important, which is also known as MC Mehta and Union of India case, which was decided by Lordships Kuldeep Singh and Faizan Uddin. Well, this is very popularly known as the Ganga pollution case. Friends, as you all know, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has done a great work on cleaning of the drive. As you all know, the project, what he started was known as the Namami Ganga. So crores of rupees and, are spent on it. So let me go to it. Now, earlier, there were a lot of problems of pollution on the Ganga case. So that is why NC Mehta, now Mr. Mehta is one of the person who files lot. He was an advocate of Bombay High Court, senior advocate, and has filed lot of cases which will help the public for public interest litigations he has filed. So this Ganga case also was filed by him. And however, he did not achieve such good results, though number of years he fought for it. But as you all know, today with the subsequently the Namami Ganga project, which was announced by the government in July 1914, budget 10 and estimated of rupees to 2,958 crores, that is US dollar 460 million, have been spent until 2016 in various efforts in cleaning by the river. So this has been very successful. Now, why? Why do you think we should? Well, this is Ganga case is very important because severely polluted with human excursion and industrial contaminants, the river provides water to around 40% of Indian population across 11 states and serves as an estimated population of 500 million people compared to any other river in the world. That is why this is important to keep it clean so that people have proper water and there is no water pollution. As you know, it is so important. So not only in the 1985, MC Mehta had a writ petition on this and tried his best, whatever he could do in the MC Mehta versus Union of India 1987 Supreme Court case. But today, when our Prime Minister has come with the Namami Ganga project, it to a lot of extent, the quality was improved in this. The quality improved from 2014 to 19. The central government's ambition project to clear Ganga under its Namami Ganga project, NGP, has borne some fruit with water from Rudraprayag in Uttarakhand to Ulubria in West Bengal, improving between 2014 to 19. So 40% population around the river. As you know, the pandemic has come again. And when the pandemic has come, naturally, hardly all of us have worked, but right now we are facing crisis because in the UP, as you have seen, there are a lot of deaths due to coronavirus. So people have just dumped the dead bodies in the rivers. And again, the government has to check and see whether the coronavirus is there in the water. So all this exercise is no doubt going on in the Ganga project. Balia village in UP, there were 52 bodies found. You all must have seen in the news there are a number of places around the borders where there was no place in the graveyard. So people have just put the bodies in the Ganga. So this was about the Ganga pollution case, and lot of cleaning is going on by the help of our Prime Minister. Now, going ahead with the next landmark judgment, the Taj Paparia case. The Taj Paparium case is very important. Again, MC Mehta, he himself, as I told you, he does a lot of public interest litigation cases and writ petitions he files. So this is also another Supreme Court case. This was filed by 192 workers who were affected in this case. It is regarding the Taj Mahal, our pride of India, our wonder of one of the wonder of the world. As you know, if there are any factories surrounding it, and if there is a pollution, like there are brick factories which were there surrounding, and it was affecting the fumes and the whatever air pollution was affecting, which would have started little damaging the Taj Mahal. So that is why the case was filed. Okay, fine, the case is there, but what about the 192 workers who are working? What will it happen? So they went to the court. So the court shifted them, gave them a very wonderful judgment. It is a landmark judgment. The court shifted them and gave them a lot of good facilities for these workers, as well as the court came up with a lot of effective laws. I don't want to go in detail with effective laws, but the court came up with the effective laws so that the Taj Mahal is protected properly. So some important points I will read what happened. The green belt, as recommended by Nehru, will be set up around Taj. So the judgment says that this will set up. Further, the judgment also says the court suggested to the Planning Commission by order dated September 4, 1996 to consider sanctioning separate allocation for the city of Agra and the creation of separate cell under the control of central government to safeguard and preserve the Taj, the city of Agra, and other national heritage document in the IT. So not only this heritage, but also it said the others also should follow it. Directions were issued to the government of India to decide to issue pertaining to the declaration Agra as a heritage city within 2 months, because this was years back. Now, the main judgment, what it was saying was, the judgment made a landmark one for the environment law jurisprudence in India. Authorities reported a significant reduction and suspended petriculate matter, which is one of the pollutants causing discoloration of the Taj Mahal. The judgment is also commendable move of the Supreme Court, since the court has not only ordered the effective countermeasure but also kept the rights and benefits of employees working in the industrial sector. Recently, the Supreme Court bench of Justice Madan B. Mohar and Justice Deepak Gupta on 31st July 2018 cancelled all the industrial expansion that the government has allowed in the TTZ. The order of the court reflects a strict attitude of Indian judiciary towards protection of archaeological monuments and reducing air pollution in the country. So, after all, our country has a lot of such heritages, and to preserve all this, our country. So this was a very good initiative judgment. Friends, going ahead, as you all know, we human rights and the environment. We human beings have certain rights. Why do we get aggrieved all the time when we see there is something affecting us and we want to have a healthy thing? So what are our rights? A right to life. We have right to health. I'm just taking the main points, not detail, because the time is the right to water, right to food, right to development, right to property, right to shelter and housing, right to information and right to participate, right to work along with environmental disturbance, whatever, right to culture, right to rights of equity and non-discrimination, women and children's right, women and children are even more impacted by environment and disturbance than men because their immune systems have not only been developed, children are vulnerable to toxic bacterial and viral contamination. So, if anybody wants more detail, I can give you the papers. So, this is what was of our human rights. Now, going ahead, I would also like to touch on a lot of the people in the societies or otherwise want to do tree plantation. Like we are NGOs, suppose we want to do tree plantation. The government rule for tree plantation in building construction and town planning. There are some 7 points. So I will not go in detail, but all buildings shall provide tree plantation confirming the following. So whatever area is there, some shading trees should be there, some big trees should be there, the area has to be considered, all that has to be there. So whenever you'll be going, you have to take basically permission from the state or municipal corporation rules. Following the basic, the 7 rules, you can always do tree plantation. Also, you get free trees from horticulture or Anibag. They give you the siblings. Hardly, I think they charge you 1 rupee or something because I used to be doing. Now it must have increased, but they give you free if you want to do plantation. Nana Chudasam is no more, but otherwise he also used to give free trees for plantation. Students used to get. Now I would like to take a pledge. I want all of you all to take a pledge as it is very important. Today we are here so that in future also all of us should see that we have a good environment, and to have a good environment we want our future, our children to do well. So I request all of you all to raise your right hand and repeat with me the pledge. For better future for next generation, let's pledge. Together, let's raise global awareness. Together, let's raise global awareness. Together, let's take positive environmental action. Together, let's take positive environmental action. Together, let's protect nature and planet Earth. Together, let's protect nature and planet Earth. After all, one world, one environment.
One world, one environment.
Friends, thank you. So, what does our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi, said? Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. So, there are a lot of things Menaka Gandhi also is doing, that is not to kill animals and things like that. There is a lot of programs going on Swachh Bharat and on global warming. I'm not going to take those points all, but I'm going to read one more poem and I will close with that. This is on converse natural resources. Converse natural resources. To most natural resources, you have easy access. Assuming these are everlasting, you consume them in excess. A vast majority waste resources and their depletion accelerates severe scarcity, sets in terrible disturbances it creates. Then, forced to sparingly use, even prices soar high. Inconvenience is encouraged, so jugaad you try. Failing to neutralize the shortfall, supplies run out. Frustration rise as catastrophic chaos comes about. Natural resources can be exhausted. You who had never thought. But amidst the turmoil, you feel tormented and distraught. When natural resources are indispensable, why not conserve, facilitate a comfortable life, and promote a reserve? Replenishment of resources only nature can provide. Will you optically consume or continue to misuse? Will you optically consume or continue to misuse? To conserve natural resources is a choice to make. Choose wisely, as everyone's joy is at stake. This is also written by Amrita and Archana Jaising. Friends, lastly, before I end, I would like to say on, as you know, noise pollution, if you people today, there are programs on Navratri and there are other programs, Ganpati is coming. So now Ganpati Utsav is coming. we request everybody, the government requests everybody to use eco-friendly Ganpati so that they can be dissolved properly even in the bucket in the house. So also when Navratri and Ganpatis are there, they have to take permission, and every state has different time when to close it. As well as there are silent zones all over Maharashtra, India, everywhere, because of the hospitals, because of the courts, schools, colleges. So we must respect this. And in the silent zone, we should not honk. So all these things are also there, small ones, which we have to remember. And there are any more questions, if there are there with you, please let me know so that we can do it and answer it to you all. So thank you so much for listening to my talk. And Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind to everybody. And Jai Woman Power. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Gauri. Is there anybody who wants to, in the continuation of her talk, would like to clarify certain issues?
No, I just want to say that Gauri has done a great job. She's conclusively written put in all different notifications plus rules and the main acts. She's done a very good job, and I think a very great, not a bird's eye view, a big bird's eye view. Thank you. It was good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sabita. Is there anybody else who would like to ask something regarding environment? Is a burning subject now all around the world. So if there's anything that you would like to discuss or bring up, we can have a discussion on that. Mr. Pankaj is saying that it was an excellent talk.
Thank you very much, Pankaj ji. Thank you, all the friends.
Thank you, Gauri ji. Thank you.
Thank you, Gul Kriplani, and all of the friends who have attended. Yeah.
May I now request Khoshed? Khoshed, where are you? Please kindly unmute yourself and give your vote of thanks, please.
So before that, why don't you sum up something? You're also advocate.
I don't know. I think I'll leave it to Sabita.
No, she has given everything such a wonderful thing. There's nothing more that
thank
you
you.
can add.
I don't think we should dilute this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's well spoken.
The window was well
It has
open, so I think we should leave it at that.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Khoshed?
Yeah, I'll give a short thank you. I believe in short and sweet. So our President, Advocate Gauri Chhabria, in her versatility and very energetic and knowledgeable way, has presented that India has a number of environmental laws, but maybe their implementation, there are judgments, there are cases, there are follow-ups, there are campaigns, but the implementation and adherence has not been as effective as it should be, because we would have come a long way if we, as government, industry, citizens, all did our bit. Anyway, there's a lot to discuss, there's a lot to consider, and there's a lot each one of us can do in the space we are in. So I think the pledge is to ourselves and to all around us to take care of the environment in any way that we can. So thank you to Purobi for, thinking of this series, and to Gauri for kicking off the series, and to all the participants, our members and our new guests. Thank you for attending. And there's a lot of food for thought, and there's a lot we can do individually, collectively, and nationally and worldwide. So let's hope for a better future for our children, grandchildren.
Please announce the next set of lectures.
Mrs. Vijay Chakravarti's session is on aromatic plants for health and beauty. Is fixed for 24th September.
Okay, next.
Next, Mrs. Renu Kapoor's session on garbage session is fixed for 8th October.
Okay.
Garbage is the gold.
Okay.
And Mrs. Marlene Montero's sessions on rights and users-friendly court procedure, which is available for public, is on 12th November.
Okay.
That is all.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
we'll be sending out circulars. So whoever has given the email ID will get it.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
See
you.
you all for
Thank
the
you,
next
everybody.
session.
Thank you for joining in.